Before the sun even touches the horizon, the sand begins to blush. A crimson glow crawls across Sossusvlei, painting the dunes in surreal hues: red, orange, gold. This is Namibia's ancient desert, the oldest on Earth. And in this moment of silence, you feel it breathing. A place seemingly lifeless, yet impossibly alive. The colors, the wind, the heat stored in the sand, everything whispers history. This is not just a desert, this is memory in motion. Sossusvlei's story began over 55 million years ago, when shifting tectonic plates raised this ancient basin from the ocean floor. For millennia, the winds sculpted its dunes, some now towering 300 meters. Each grain of sand has been carried, reshaped, and sunburned by time. Unlike most deserts, Sossusvlei isn't a void, it's a timeline. Its color, its silence, its form, everything was built over eons. Here, you don't just see nature, you witness its patience. You don't realize how loud your world is until you hear this kind of silence. The wind whispers across the dunes like breath through a flute. There are no engines, no crowds, just rhythm. The rhythm of shifting sands, distant oryx footsteps, and your own heartbeat. Sossusvlei silences your mind not with emptiness, but with depth. It reminds you that stillness is not the absence of life, it's the presence of something older. When rain rarely falls, it awakens the impossible. Beneath this fiery sand, seeds sleep for decades, waiting. Then suddenly, after a desert storm, green erupts. Beetles, birds, lizards, all emerge like they never left. Locals say the desert remembers. It never truly dies. Sossusvlei hides a living network beneath its surface, one that reawakens briefly, like a ghost exhaling. The Himba speak of spirits in the dunes, guardians of the land. They say the red color is not just iron oxide, but the blood of ancient giants buried beneath. Every formation here has a name, a myth, and every traveler adds a new layer to that story. Sossusvlei is both map and mystery, a canvas of earth, history, and sacred imagination. In the heart of Sossusvlei lies Deadvlei, a white clay pan frozen in time. Here, camel thorn trees stand like burnt sculptures. They died 900 years ago, but they never decayed. The dry air mummified them into ghostly figures. Surrounded by red dunes and blue skies, they look unreal, like something from another planet. A moment here feels like standing in the memory of a forgotten world. Big Daddy Dune rises over 325 meters, one of the tallest on Earth. Climbing it feels like walking on the spine of a sleeping beast. Each step sinks, slips, the sun intensifies. But at the top, everything stops. You see the desert in full panorama, waves of rust and gold. Up there you feel small, weightless, and infinite, like you've reached the rooftop of silence. Even in this extreme heat, life adapts. The Namib beetle tilts its shell to catch dew from fog. Lizards dance across sand to avoid burns. Oryx conserve water like masters of survival. Here, evolution is not flashy, it's precise. Every move is strategy. Every shadow holds a secret. You begin to see the desert not as empty, but as the stage of nature's most quiet brilliance. Some dunes are alive, not in body, but in motion. The wind pushes them slowly, year after year. Crest shifting, bodies migrating like slow ocean waves. Locals track their movements like time itself. One dune, they say, swallowed a road. Another buried a campsite that once stood firm. The desert isn't fixed. It rewrites its own map, silently, powerfully. Before sunrise, the desert chills to its core. The sand is cold, the stars hang low. You wrap yourself tighter, and breathe in air like glass. Then light. It slices the horizon, and instantly the red returns. In minutes, shadows retreat, and the heat begins its reign. That moment, between freeze and fire, is where you meet the desert's true face. The wind here doesn't scream, it whispers. It snakes between dunes, shaping them like soft sculpture. It erases your footprints in seconds, as if reminding you nothing here lasts long. But it also carries voices. Old stories, hunter calls, maybe even the echoes of explorers long gone. In the Namib, silence has texture, and the wind becomes your only guide. Namib sand is some of the oldest on Earth, over 1 billion years old. Each grain has traveled, collided, and settled across ages. It's rich in iron oxide, giving it that Martian red glow. But it's not just beautiful, it's historic. Scientists say these sands hold secrets of past climates, and every layer is a page from Earth's forgotten diary. Sossusvlei isn't just scenery, it's scripture. In the midday heat, the desert plays tricks. Shimmering pools appear in the distance, then vanish. You chase water, only to find hot sand. But sometimes, it's not just the heat. Locals believe these mirages are memories, echoes of ancient lakes that once covered this land. The desert doesn't forget. It just hides its truths in illusions. One morning, Ethan spots a line of tracks, small, purposeful. Maybe a jackal, maybe a beetle. He follows them for minutes. Then suddenly they vanish, wiped clean by a gust. It's a metaphor, he thinks. In this land, even evidence of life is temporary. But the feeling it leaves, that stays longer than footprints ever could. You'd think a desert would be monochrome. But Sossusvlei is an artist's dream. Copper reds, blazing oranges, shadowed purples. Each hour repaints the sand in a new hue. Even the sky joins in, blues that feel infinite. No filter can replicate what your eyes absorb here. It's not just light. It's emotion painted on land. Long before the sand dunes, this place was forest. Now the petrified dunes stand, stone waves frozen mid-motion. They're not made of sand anymore. They're ancient sandstone, hardened by pressure and time. You can feel their weight, their age. It's like standing inside a fossilized memory. The bones of a world long gone, still whispering through stone. Out here, solitude isn't loneliness. It's clarity. There's no phone signal, no noise. Just the pulse of heat and wind. You begin to notice your breath. The crunch of every footstep, the pause between thoughts. In this vast emptiness, you meet yourself. And the silence doesn't judge, it welcomes. At sunset, the desert sets itself on fire. The dunes burn gold, then amber, then blood red. Even the sky seems lit from below. You don't just watch it. You feel wrapped in it, as if the horizon folds in to hold you. One last blaze before night swallows everything. As darkness falls, the desert awakens again. Nocturnal creatures stir, foxes, owls, beetles glowing faintly. The heat fades, but life returns in silence. A barking gecko calls, bouncing through the dunes. Under moonlight, even the sand looks silver. It's a different world, cooler, quieter, but just as alive. The desert erases everything. But that doesn't mean it forgets. Every gust, every shadow, every fossil tells part of a story. You can't leave your mark here, but you can let it leave one on you. Because places like Sossusvlei don't just change the map. They change the traveler. From above, Sossusvlei looks like a sleeping dragon. Its curves stretch for miles, each dune like a scale. You see patterns only flight reveals. Dry rivers, wind scars, perfect shadows. The desert becomes abstract, almost alien, but strangely familiar, like it's written into our DNA. From this height, the scale of it humbles you. It's not just wide, it's eternal. Most deserts fear fog, but here it's salvation. Every morning, a ghostly mist rolls in from the Atlantic, traveling over 100 kilometers inland. It feeds beetles, nourishes succulents, and cools the dunes. For a few quiet minutes, the red desert turns gray. It's like watching the Namib exhale, a breath you never expected in a place so dry. The Tsorchab River is a paradox. It carves life through a desert, but only flows once in several years. When it does, it races, brown and wild, across the clay pans. Trees bloom, insects swarm, birds appear from nowhere. Then it's gone again, like a mirage that actually happened. This river doesn't need to be constant. Its power lies in its surprise. Hot days, freezing nights. Death above, life below. Sossusvlei thrives on contrast. It's violent and delicate, silent and full of sound. Even the red sand holds green seeds. The more time you spend here, the more you realize. This isn't a desert of absence. It's a landscape of balance. Scientists say the Namib is over 55 million years old. That makes it the oldest desert on Earth. It has survived climate shifts, extinctions, and the rise of humanity. And still it waits, unbothered, untouched. Its silence is not emptiness. It's memory, patience, and peace. You don't just hear it. You carry it with you. Humans have walked this desert for thousands of years. The Sand People knew its winds, its stars, its quiet rules. Today only fragments remain, rock paintings, fire pits, fading stories. Ethan finds a stone circle, charred black. He kneels, no words, just reverence. You realize this land doesn't just hold sand. It holds memory. There are no fences in Sossusvlei, no trails, no roads where the dunes roam. The horizon stretches in every direction, no beginning, no end. It's liberating and disorienting, like walking inside a thought with no punctuation. You let go of control and follow only the sun and your own stillness. What defines this place is contrast. The deep rust of the dunes, the piercing cobalt above. There's no in-between, just fire and ice, color and silence. Ethan walks beneath this palette, dust clinging to his boots, sky mirrored in his eyes. You could spend days here and never see the same shade twice. It's not just beautiful. It's alive with light. Sossusvlei doesn't teach through words. It teaches by standing still, by being unchanged in a changing world. It shows you how to slow down, how to listen longer than you speak. In the world's rush, it is a pause. Not to forget the world, but to return to it clearer. As Ethan leaves the red desert behind, he stops. One last look. The wind still moves, the colors still shift. But something has changed. Not out there, in him. Sossusvlei doesn't chase memory. It waits until someone is ready to understand it. And then it never lets go. We travel not just to see new places, but to feel something ancient shift inside us. Sossusvlei doesn't entertain, it transforms. It asks for nothing, but gives clarity. Silence, humility, scale. The red desert strips you down to the essentials. And what's left, when the wind moves through you, is something closer to truth. You may never stand here, but the red silence of Sossusvlei is real. It's older than empires, louder than words. In a world always speaking, this desert listens. And if you ever crave space, not just around you, but within, come to where time glows red at dawn, and silence becomes your guide. Subscribe and take your next journey deeper.